You want to see real impact from the projects that you're delivering inside sales ops. You need to realize that your job doesn't end at you've installed this new software and it's done, or you've made this change in your CRM system and it's done. You don't stop at handover, you stop at impact. And it's kind of where the separation is between, or the join is between project management and change management. So let's talk about it. This is the Sales Ops Effect, where we strengthen our skills as strategic leaders to grow businesses with integrity. With stopping at handover, you are literally saying, okay, so I've created this thing that answers the question. So like, can we have a separate field where we can put in change request numbers? And you've created that field and you've told everybody it's there. Well done. That could have taken you any amount of time. Fantastic. However, that change still needs to be managed in order for you to be able to see impact. And you've heard from so many places that people need to be told things, what is it, like 7 times for them to actually really understand it, for it to be embedded? Because it doesn't matter how important you think what you've delivered, what you're saying is, you're not the most important person in everybody else's lives. And the salespeople are supposed to be spending their time thinking about selling and their prospects and their clients. It's not about you. So you will have to repeat yourself, and you're going to have to effectively build in a plan for embedding the new change that you've created. And that might sound a little bit overzealous, because if it's something really, really tiny, then, shouldn't they just understand that and go on? They won't. I'm telling you now, they won't. Some people who are much more administratively minded might, but the vast majority of people won't. And then you're going to get frustrated when you go to pull a report in a couple of months' time to say, oh yeah, no, I've got this thing here that you asked for, and nobody's used it. Or it's been used 5 times instead of the 200 that you were expecting, and now you don't have any results. It's for you to embed the learning, embed the new process. And so, you're thinking, well, how do I do that? You have to create a communication plan, an embedding plan, as it were. So there are standard meetings that are already in the diary. Please don't try to create new meetings unnecessarily. And you make sure it's brought up there. You make sure it's brought up directly by the sales manager as well inside of their own meeting, so that they know it's something that is real. So not just hearing it from you, they hear it from their sales manager as well inside their meetings. If a quarterly meeting is coming up, it's in there as well. If you have monthly sales ops drop-in sessions, which I highly recommend, then it's brought up there as well. And you would have also sent maybe 2 emails about it, right? When you're having in the course of normal conversation, you make sure that you link that new thing that you've done to the conversation where possible. So you're at least mentioning it 4 or 5 times, right? Every single time you're speaking to people. And you just have to find those points of interaction to make sure that you can add that. If you have to do the, good old fashioned storytelling by saying, for example, this is what's happened with a client, XYZ, and so therefore, this is when you would put it in. If you've forgotten where it is, this is something that would remind you. And also, have you created a recording on how to actually do this thing, and make sure it's in the Salesforce help document, for example, if you're using Salesforce or HubSpot or Pipedrive. And again, check another episode, because I'm sure I've discussed having a document where it's got all of your recordings in. If you do not have a piece of software, you can put all of your knowledge management in, because my word. So yeah, that's what it is. You have to create what you're creating, hand it over, and then manage the communication plan for embedding the new thing that you've given to the sales team. Because if you don't, then you're the one that's going to be left disappointed. And it's all well and good to say, well, sorry, boss, but I can't actually pull these reports because your team just didn't complete it. And it would be true and it would be correct. However, what are you here for? Are you here to simply do the standard, or are you here to actually witness and be a part of the impact? Are you here to actually cause an effect on the business? Are you just here to basically tick off your stuff and be like, yeah, I'm done? Because if that's what it is, then cool. But I imagine if you're watching or listening to my content, then you want to actually make a difference in your companies. And let's just remember, every single time that you can prove that there was a positive effect that you as sales ops has done, that helps to maximize your presence within the company. So I want you to let me know what you think about this. How has this worked for you in the past? What are your different communication channels? Because I really want to discuss that more in the future. Speak to you soon.